Thank you, Kate and Reed Corporate, for putting on this event today. Here to tell you about Cosmos and our exciting acquisition in Bolivia. It's probably a jurisdiction you haven't heard too much about on the ASX, but we're very, very positive on what we can do there. So quickly, history of Cosmos. We were spun out about 3 years ago on some exploration assets. We've been looking hard for a quality asset to add to the company, and we think we've found it in Bolivia with our partners Vulcan and EAU Lithium. Shares on issue, 107 million. We've just done a little capital raising at 5 cents. Market cap of about 7.5 million and 1.5 million on cash. We will dilute the company again by half with the acquisition and add some cash to the company as well. So Bolivia as a country, it's got a strong mining history in tin specifically, and also silver. It contains a lot of the world's lithium, which hasn't been extracted for various reasons, and I'll talk about that now. Bolivia holds 25% of the world's lithium. It hasn't been extracted to date because of the high magnesium content, but we're bringing DLE technology to the country, which we think will be applicable for these styles of salars. So we think the opportunity is immense. For context, a uni contains about 117 million tonnes of LCE. Second closest is the Atacama with about 50 million tonnes of LCE. So look, this will be a quick presentation. There's not a lot to it, but why legacy methods haven't worked in Bolivia. Solar evaporation won't work there. There's too much magnesium in these brines and it clogs up the system. We're going to use DLE technology. We're taking the Vulcan technology, which is being used in Germany, and we think it'll work in Bolivia. So this is what we're doing. It's been used in other places around in South America, most recently Eramet, with what they're doing down in Argentina, and also what Rio Tinto is doing in Argentina at one of their brines as well. So this technology uses geothermal energy as well, which we think we have at our project. We're in the process of exploring these salars at the moment to find out the best way to develop them, but we think we've got a really good project on our hands. So this is what we've done, the deal with Vulcan. This was done by EAU, and this is why we acquired the project and the company, basically EAU. You're probably aware of the success of Vulcan, $1 billion company now doing great things in Germany. We're taking their technology to South America where we think it's directly applicable. And there's a lot of blue sky between our market cap of, say, $10 million and, $1 billion. So we think we're on that trajectory. We're going to get a lot of backing from the European Union, as Vulcan have done. There's good links between Europe and Bolivia, and we're very positive on it. So this is, I went on this trip to Bolivia recently with EAU, where we were in front of the parliament there. We've got good relationships all the way to the president. What we will do as part of our deal is we're doing a joint venture with YLB Lithium, which is a state-owned lithium company there. They hold all the rights, and we're going to be in a 50-50 JV with the government there. And look, we think we're sort of the first ones to go into the country. The Chinese and Russians have been there for the last 3 or 4 years to limited success. We're the first Western country. The French are coming in behind us. Eramet, which is a large company, they're active down in Argentina, and they're coming to Bolivia as well. So we think we've very much got the first mover advantage in this, this virgin territory for, massive lithium deposits. We'll focus on the 3 salars, Salar Coipasa, Impexa and Pastos Grandes. That's not a uni. A uni is the big one in the middle. These are the 3 ones on the outside. We'll work our way towards a uni over time, but we'll start at these 3 salars all around it. So we signed a technology testing agreement with the government in Bolivia in December. As part of that, we have to prove our technology works, and we're doing that with our partners at YLB in Germany. We've sent some brines that have been collected by our partners at Zelanders, and they're on their way to Germany to be tested at the moment. Once we prove we can extract it, then the government will negotiate the joint venture with us. And look, we're getting ahead of the curve and preparing those documents at the moment. So in terms of completing the transaction, we're on a path to completing this transaction with EAU. It's a pretty simple transaction. We will give EAU 50% of Cosmos, so we'll issue another 100 million shares circa and pay them $500,000 cash. They'll put 2 million. They'll put 2 directors on the board. No ASX re-compliance required, and we'll get on with it. We're expecting this to complete about September, and yeah, we're getting on with it as quick as we can. I'll be back over in Bolivia in the next couple of weeks negotiating these agreements with the government. So quickly, the timeline as to moving forward. Currently, we announced the deal last December. We've collected the brines in country from the 3 salars, Impexa, Coipasa and Grandes. They've left the country, they're halfway to Germany, and they'll be testing through the Vulcan pilot plant over the next month or 2. We expect that to be successful, and that'll be the trigger for us to execute our JV with the YLB, the Bolivian government. So that testing will be ongoing. As I mentioned, we're negotiating the industrialisation agreement with YLB and the completion of the transaction in September. Beyond that, it's all the usual stuff you do. It's drilling, it's resource definition. I should note that these resources have been drilled by the government previously, so we can go in. We've actually got access to the old reports. The resources are immense. We just have to negotiate our joint venture and get ownership. Once we have our ownership, we'll be able to publish the resources in our own right, is our hope, and continue testing and feasibility. We're lucky that Vulcan has been through this process over the last probably 5 to 10 years, I think. They have multiple pilot plants which they're not using, which we intend to relocate to Bolivia over the next couple of years and do the testing in country to show the government that we're real about what we're doing. I should note that we have a really quite strong relationship with Vulcan there to achieve our means. So look, fairly quick, sharp story. We don't need to, the resource is there. It's a world-class resource. We don't really need to do much more drilling to it other than convert it to JORC standards, and we'll do that over the next couple of years. We're the first ones into Bolivia in terms of an ASX company trying to do this, and the opportunity is immense for us. We've got the right partners. We need this technology from Vulcan. It's more of a technology player than a resource play, I'd say, but the resource is there. We'll prove that over the next couple of years. Sustainability and scalability. Sustainability, look, the reason there is some opposition to brines is the use of fresh water. The DLE fully recycles fresh water and puts it back into the ground, so we're not trying not to impact the communities in which we're working in. Cosmos still is attractively priced. We've gone up from 3.5 million. We're probably about 7 or 8 million market cap at the moment. Post-completion of the transaction will be about 15 mil to 20 mil market cap. And as I said, there's a lot of headroom between 20 mil and about $1 billion where Vulcan is, and we think we're on that trajectory. So that's it. It's a quick presentation. I won't keep you for your lunch. Thanks for listening. I'll be over at the desk there if you'd like to come and ask any more questions. So thank you.